to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. 79 degrees going up to a high of 86. It's going to be a little hot, y'all. It's going to be a little humid because it's going to rain. It's going to rain. Yesterday, it was bad weather in some parts of the United States yesterday. Do you hear me? My brother was talking to me on the phone yesterday, and he was driving. He's like, oh, my God, a tree. So trees were falling everywhere in Jersey. But that's the weird thing, and he and I were talking about this. Like, where we lived in Jersey was 2 hours away from the water, right? But when we would have these hurricanes, it would tear up where we lived at. I remember one year, I can't remember which hurricane it was, but it was a bad one. It was so bad, it knocked all of the power out where I lived. And there was a guy named Hugo. He had about 5 generators, y'all. And so because he had so many generators, he was able to give everybody, like within our block and the block around the corner from us, electricity. So there was an extension cord running from my house across about 3 people's backyard so we could have electricity. And then it was, I could still see it because it was like a star. Like he had this side, picture a star, right? He had a generator like on each side, and it was people tapping into the generator from everywhere. It was crazy. But the hurricane was so bad until I took a ride. I lived in Maplewood, and Maplewood had a lot of trees. And so the hurricane was so bad. I took a ride through Maplewood. There were trees everywhere. I'm talking about people had trees in their yard that had been there for hundreds of years. They were just flat down on the ground. Like you see these big holes where these trees were because the wind blew them down. So it's crazy how even though we weren't by the water, the winds are terrible. So my brother was driving yesterday. He's like, oh man, I got to get to the Parkway. So for those of you who don't know, so the Parkway is a Garden State Parkway, kind of like 85 down here. Like but it's not as bad. It's like 85 is rough. Garden State Parkway is kind of like 85 in Jersey. So, he lives in Union County. So, he was like, I got to get out of here because trees are everywhere. Like trees all down in the middle of the street on South Orange Avenue, which is at Westside High School, which is where he coached football, which is where I graduated from. But he said it was trees everywhere. So it was crazy weather yesterday, and there were some tornadoes, and people lost their lives. So my condolences go out to the families of those who lost their lives to natural disaster. I miss everything. You know what I mean? Like, but what can you do? You can't do anything. You just got to roll with it. And it's kind of, it's sad, but stuff happens. And so we got the pandemic going on. It's spreading wide and fast. And then you got natural disasters happening. They're happening. This is hurricane season. Last year, I was on a cruise at hurricane season. Let me tell y'all something. I had never been on a cruise till last year, right? And I would never go on a cruise because all of the cruises that people invited me to was always hurricane season. And I was like, I'm not going on a cruise for hurricane season. Like, I'm not going. I had never gone on one. But this particular time, I was paid to be a speaker. My trip was paid for. I had to go speak about podcasting on this cruise last year to the Bahamas. It was hurricane season. So, of course, I was shook. But I was like, I got to go. My trip is paid for. I got to go because I have to go speak at this conference. And I get on the ship, and y'all, when I tell y'all that boat rocked all night, that ship rocked. It rocked so bad, people was in the infirmary because they were sick. Because what was crazy is I didn't know the boat was rocking. So we had dinner, and I think I might have had like one drink because I'm not a drinker. So as we were walking back towards the front of the boat, kind of to hang out, because on a cruise they party all night long. We were walking back, and I felt myself leaning to the side. I thought it was the alcohol I had drank, right? And it wasn't that much. It was wine. And I'm like, man, that was some really strong wine. So I'm leaning to the left, leaning to the right. But then I realized this is the boat. Because then I saw everybody else leaning. I'm like, wait a minute. This is the boat leaning? Like, that boat leaned all night long. So when I went to bed, I had to tell myself, it's going to be okay. Just imagine that you're sleeping in a water bed, because that's exactly what it was. The boat was rocking, baby. Let me tell you something. That boat was rocking. And I was like, okay, when I wake up, I'm going to be at port and it's going to be fine. And it was. We woke up We were at port. It was fine, but that was crazy because the boat was rocking. Now, I could just tell you that. Now I was like, I ain't really interested in going on no cruise no more at hurricane season. I'm not. I get it. They can turn the boat around and all that stuff. I ain't interested. So, yeah. But anyway, today is August the 15th. The day is National Oyster Day. Let me tell you something. I had oysters last night. I had oyster Rockefeller. I love seafood. I'm like, man, I should have. So I gotta have it again today. Hint, hint. I love seafood, y'all. I had oyster Rockefeller last night, and now today is National Oyster Day. I'm gonna have it again, which is fine by me. The only thing is, oysters are little, so you don't really get full off of those. Like, you really don't. Like, you gotta eat like 2 dozen, unless it's stuffed with like a lot of stuff. Like, I had oysters one time. I didn't even know it was grits. So it was oysters. It was oysters. It was like on the shell, right? And it had something over it and had cheese on top of that. Now, I love cheese. I probably love cheese more than I love seafood. And so when I ate it, I'm like, oh my God, this is delicious. My daughter's like, that's grits on there. I'm like, grits on oysters? It was delicious. It was grits and cheese and some other stuff. It was delicious. So today is National Oyster Day, so I'm going to probably have to get me some more oysters. All right, happy birthday. Shout out going to my little nephew, Damir. Happy birthday, baby. He's up in Jersey right now visiting with his family. They're from Jersey. They moved to Georgia last year. Now they went back to Jersey to visit. Today is his birthday. He turned a big 20. Yes, I remember when that kid was born. It's so crazy how time flies, y'all. It doesn't wait for anyone. Nobody. That time flies. But I told my brother yesterday, I said, when I moved here, my nephew was 7. He'll be 15 in November. It's crazy. Like, he was a little boy. I had bought him some sparkles for the 4th of July because we had just got here. We didn't know where the fireworks were, so we went out and bought a bunch of sparkles because he was 7. And I remember saying, okay, I got to, because I love fireworks. So we didn't know where they were going to be. We had just got here in June. We got here June 13th. So we literally did not know where the fireworks were going to be. And so I went to the store and bought a bunch of sparkles so he'll have like some sort of fireworks. Because we order fireworks every year. Like, we're a sports firework kind of family. And I went and bought him some sparkles. He was 7 years old. Now he's going to be 15. That time flies. But happy birthday, Damir. Enjoy. Have a wonderful time while you're up in New Jersey. All right, let's get on with our horoscopes brought to you by Notable Astrologer Micah Thiessen for today, Wednesday, August the 5th. We're going to like we always do, and that is with Aries. You will enjoy lavish forms of entertainment and should consider making arrangements early. You may not be able to help, but your support will be favorable. Try to enlist the help of those you trust in order to fulfill the demands being made on you. I don't know what demands they are, but you need to get you some help. Listen, one of the things that we don't do enough is ask for help. Ask for some help. Listen, y'all, when y'all hear me put emphasis on ask, that's because I think I probably told this story a million times. I was on regular radio, traditional terrestrial radio, and I had a show called the Ask Audrey Show. Ask. And I was saying ask, right? So the program, the station manager was like, was he station producer? His name was Bob. Bob said he had a pet peeve for people pronouncing words wrong. So of course I'm saying ask, and he was like, it's not ask. And I'm like, what? So I'm thinking like, what are you talking about? He said, it's not ask. He said, you're saying ask. And he was that's how he was talking to me. I was like, what? Because I'm trying to be like, what is it's ask. So I have said ask my whole life. So when I have to say ask, I have to really put emphasis on ask, right? So one of the things we don't do, Aries, is ask for help. So ask. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to get better. Yeah, I hear me stammering, stuttering on this microphone on a daily basis. Listen, it is who I am. Taurus, sign up for courses that will bring you more skills. Turn your present relationship around or start a new one. Try to deal with it quickly. Don't dwell on past regrets. Listen, nothing you can do about the past, baby. Focus on the right now and plan for the future. Forget about the past. The past is in the past. You can't go back, can't change it. I know a lot of us wish we could, but we can't. I can't think of anything I probably would go back. I used to say the only thing I would go back and change in my past would be my prom. Yeah, I think I had a terrible time at the prom. I had a date, but it wasn't like a date. And then I found out later that I had an admirer. Like, why didn't you ask me to go to the prom? Yeah, that's probably the only thing I would change. And my hair. Ooh, at the prom. I had long hair. I went to the salon and he cut it all off. He cut me like I don't know what kind of, the size was short. I had like a tail. Remember back in the day? I'm really dating myself. My hair was cut like in like Cleopatra. It was ugly. It was cute then, but when I look back at them pictures, like, ooh, that was ugly. Gemini, talk to your mate about a vacation and discuss expectations of your relationship. Your partner will be emotionally unable to cope. Avoid lovers who already have relationships, even if it's a bad one. Listen here, Gemini. Let them get out of that crap first. You want to talk to me? Get out of the relationship. Then let's talk. Don't try to talk to me while you're in it. Because here's the thing. You can't build nothing with me if you're in a bad relationship with somebody else. Get out of that one. Then holler at your girl. Not me specifically because I'm married. But I'm just saying. That's what I would tell somebody today, Gemini. If they're trying to holler at you and they're still in a relationship, listen, come to me when you by yourself. Don't come to me while you still got baggage. Get rid of that junk. Nobody want that extra baggage. Get rid of it. Tell them, Gemini, put your foot down. I don't care how cute he or she may be. It's a no-no. Cancer, you will be able to communicate well today. Make sure that you have all the pertinent information before a reprisal or making any moves. Don't cause a scene, drama queen. But when you get home, let your partner know how you feel and why. Listen, don't cause a scene. Don't embarrass the person today, y'all. Don't do it, because I know some of y'all just fly off the handle right in public. Don't do that. That's embarrassing. Just wait till you get home. Do it in a private space where you both can be comfortable and no one don't have to be embarrassed. I don't like that. I don't try. I may be pissed off in public, but you won't know it. Now when I get home, maybe a different story. But in public, nah, not doing that, because that's gonna embarrass me and you. I ain't trying to be embarrassed. Leo, use your quick wit to win points and friends. Most partner problems are a result of both people not living up to their promises. Be tactful if you see flaws in someone else's work. Be tactful. Don't be mean, because sometimes we can be mean. If you see a flaw, be tactful. Do it with say, hey, listen, you might want to change that. Hey, listen, I saw this. Let me tell you something. I was talking to somebody. I was texting somebody Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday? I think it was Sunday. No, it was Saturday. This guy's a doctor. He's a renowned doctor right now. He's blown up big time. He helped people with their health. I had did something for my mom, and I had to send him over. So what he does is you take a picture of your eyes and you send it to him. And he's supposed to be able to look at the eyes and send you back all of these things that are wrong with you. So and then give you some remedies to help fix that. So I took the pictures of my mom's eyes and sent it to him, and he said to me, hey, he said, I'm sorry to be getting back to you so late, but I'm about to go on live at this event talking about this thing where I do this, how he diagnosed people through their eyes. I think it's called iridology. And I had to look it up. I didn't even look it up, but my brother called and was like, send my eyes to the people, let the guy look at it, blah, blah, blah. So we did it. We did what he said. But what I noticed was when I went to go look at his website was down. So I did it in a very tactful way. I said, hey, listen, know you're about to go live, but I just want to let you know your website is not up. Now, here's why that's important, because I could have just let him went on, and I don't even know if he fixed it. But if you're about to go on stage live and talk to a room full of people are going to Google you, right? They just are. I've been at places where I was doing a book signing, and this lady came to my table. She saw the book. She looked at the book. She walked away. About an hour later, she came back and she bought the book. So as I was signing the book for her, she said, I Googled you. And I said, you did? What'd you find? She said, oh, good stuff. Girl, you've been doing a lot. Now, when she came to the table, she wasn't very talkative. She barely spoke. She's like, hi. I said, hi. And she looked at the book and she put the book down and she walked away. Right? And she came back an hour later and bought the book. And then she said to me, I Googled you. And I was like, what did you find? She said, girl, you do a lot. You all over the place. You got a lot going on. And she bought the book. So I told him that in a very tactful way. Hey, you might want to check your website. Because I knew he was about to go on stage. And people are going to Google you. And trust me when I tell you, if they go look at your website and you don't have one, or it comes up like your domain name is sitting over at GoDaddy somewhere, they're going to look at you with cross eyes. I'm telling you now. Let me tell you something. My Good Morning Gwinnett site, right? And I was kind of slacking on this, but I was doing some SEO stuff on the site. That's search engine optimization for y'all who don't know what that means. I was doing some SEO stuff on the site, and I had not got my socket layer security right? I had not enabled it, and it was just a click of a button. But what happened was I had clicked the button and it didn't enable, right? And I'm thinking, okay, so SSL is when you go to somebody's site and it say, this is a trusted site. What had happened is if somebody go there and it says your site is not trusted or it's not secure, people won't buy stuff from your site. So of course I got all these things on my site and I want them to purchase things to support the show. And so I was kind of being like, I had a lot going on. So I clicked the enable button, it didn't enable. And instead of me just finding out why I didn't enable, I didn't. So I started doing SEO on the site because you want the site to rank in the search engines and all that good stuff. And then I realized, holy crap, I still have not enabled the security on my site. Now, here's the problem. If your site comes up not secure, you're not going to rank in Google because Google is not going to send traffic to your site and it's not secure. So I was missing a ton of traffic because the site was not coming up secured. And all I had to do was figure out what the problem was. What the problem was, I had two AAA directs pointing to the same IP address. It was a mess. It's all technical, y'all, but I fixed it. So now it's secure. But here's the thing. You have to make sure that these things are in order. If you have a website and your site is coming up unsecured, Google is not going to push you up in the search engines. It's not going to happen because it's not going to send traffic to a site that's not secured. So pay for it. Sometimes with my hosting platform for that particular site, it was free because I host with them. Most of the time, if you host with a site, it's free. My noise site is hosted with DreamHost, and so the security is free. My Good Morning Gwinnett site is hosted with Weebly, which that's where I started. It's still one of my favorite platforms. But I didn't enable it, and that's very important, especially if you're trying to get your site to rank in the search engine. So make sure that your site is secured, and you do that by making sure you have the second layer security enabled. And if you have not done that, go to your hosting company and do that, okay? Because that's important. All right, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic, but let's go ahead on. Virgo, educational courses will be stimulating and successful. Make sure any presentation you have is ready. Your mate may not have been honest with you. He been lying to you, girl or guy. They been lying. I don't know what about, but they just may not have been honest. Yeah, and try some new educational courses. Listen, y'all know I love Udemy. My Udemy cart stays full because I stay learning. And Udemy be having great sales on some good content. Like I got so much stuff in my Udemy. I'm probably never gonna get to that stuff because I got too much, and some of it is like 18 hours of learning. Yeah, I got about 12 courses in my 12. I think it's 12. I think it's 15. I think I got like 15 courses in my cart. I think I've taken 2. I got 13 left to take. I love Udemy, udemy.com. So if you need to learn anything, Virgo, check out udemy.com. They normally have these great sales. Courses that cost $194 may cost you $10 a day. Check it out. Udemy.com. That's UD. Some people say Udemy. I say Udemy. Potato, tomato. I say Udemy. Some say Udemy. But whatever it is, it's udemy.com. I'm not getting any money for that. I just happen to like them. And they have some amazing courses over there. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after this song. The horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thiason. Stay tuned.
We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. It's like we're not going anywhere. Maybe it's because there's something in the air. And I don't even care, no, I don't even care anymore. Losing all track of time. I just got one thing on my mind. Baby, one day I'm hoping that you will be mine. Turn my life around. Wow. So where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done?
welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you the Daily Horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. And we're going to pick it up with Libra. Your tendency to vacillate will drive everyone crazy. Don't forget to let your mate know how much you care. Join groups of humanitarian nature. Listen, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So let them know how much you care. Don't forget that. That's very important. You need to give a hug today. Tell them, hey, I love you. I appreciate you. Let me tell you, that's some of the most powerful things. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. I tell my husband that sometimes. He's always shocked. Like, man, I appreciate you. I don't know why. Maybe I don't say it enough, but I do. I appreciate him all the time. We say it like kind of jokingly, but I think when it's unexpected, like, I'll be like, yeah, I appreciate you. He'll be like, wow, that really meant something. Like, oh, that's great. Because it is. I do appreciate him. Tell that person you appreciate him today. Scorpio, avoid any intimate involvements with co-workers or employers. Don't reveal any details, any personal details. Don't do it. Your involvement in sports or entertainment will lead to new romances. You got a lot going on today, Scorpio. 1, avoid any kind of involvement with co-workers and employers. Don't do that. Don't do it. Keep your business to yourself. Don't reveal your personal information. And do something that involves sports and entertainment. You may find some new love. You got a lot going on in the love sector today. Yeah, keep your business to yourself, though. That's the most important thing. Oh, yeah, and don't mess with nobody at work. You got to go to work and see them folks. I did that. It's not fun, especially when you break up. It's fun when y'all, y'all all in love. You see him, he see you. He drop you off flowers. Y'all smile. Y'all see each other in the hallway. Let me tell you, baby, when that fall apart, not so nice. It's ugly. Everybody know because you at work. People see y'all in love, then they see you out of love. You got to see each other every day. You got to see the people. Oh, my God, it's terrible. Don't do it. Sagittarius, be an observer before getting involved. Be careful signing important contracts today. You can get others to do things for you, but be sure not to overpay them or lend them money. Okay, I don't know how that sounds. What do you mean overpay? Now, lending the money part, yeah, I don't know. But if you're going to get somebody to do... Okay, let me say this. Pay them fairly, Sagittarius. Maybe not overpay them unless you just want to be generous. Yeah. It said be sure not to overpay them. Okay. I don't know what that means. Not lend money? Yeah, I get that part. Just be careful. And be careful signing important contracts. If you don't understand it, make sure to consult a professional to help you understand it, because you could be signing away your grandchildren, your baby, the dog, the house, the boat, the car, your shoes. Your Jimmy Choos. Could be. If you don't know what you're signing, hire a professional. Capricorn, someone may try to damage your reputation. Your generous nature could be taken advantage of. Okay. Spend time with youngsters today. Somebody trying to damage your rep, Cap. Listen, get on top of it right now. All you got is your rep. You got a rep to protect, and by George, do that. Find out who it is. Probably somebody close to you, too. They tell me, listen, take that knife on my back and stop trying to damage my reputation. People are dirty like that for real. They are. Not everybody. Some. Aquarius, you will be able to get to the bottom of things today. Pleasure trips should be on your agenda. You are best to concentrate on professional endeavors. Yes. Listen, build up the resume while you're sitting home. Yeah. That's going to help you. It is. And my fellow fish Pisces, family members may feel anxious if you make promises you don't deliver. Take time to find out if anyone has a better suggestion before you make arrangements for the whole family. Go over their important documents and take time to suggest alternatives. Okay, I got a lot of business stuff going on today, right? Look, fish, we got to make sure that everybody's on the same page. We got to make sure the documents are in order. Don't give up. Don't make promises you can't deliver. All this. Listen, we got a lot of serious stuff. We ain't got no fun stuff. We ain't got no sporting outings or nothing. We got to handle all the business. That's what we do. I ain't complaining. So listen, guys. Sorry the horoscopes I got for today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. to give you more of the horoscopes. And I have a guest. I have a guest tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. I talk to guests on Thursday, so you want to tune in for this one. Because he is the founder of the PodFest Global Summit, also PodFest Annual Conference, which I was speaking at this past March. And I'll be speaking at the PodFest Global Summit this next week. So podcasting is a growing industry, and it's a powerful industry. That's why I do it every day. Plus, I love it. If I didn't love it, I probably wouldn't do it every day. Well, I do it 4 days a week, not every day. Well, almost every day, because I got other podcasts that I'm going to be launching, and I have launched. So, but I love this medium. I love the fact that I get a chance to share with you the news. I love the fact that I get the chance to talk about what's going on in the world. Like on my new podcast that's coming out, it's called Global Conversations. I'm co-hosting that podcast with my friend Travers, and he's deep into politics, y'all. He's from Liberia, but he lives in the D.C. area. He's been in politics for a long time, and we're going to talk about things like how to do business globally, how to do business in Africa, what do you need to know, how to do business in other countries. It's going to be a lot more about economics, global economics and politics. I love all that stuff. So I'm excited about that podcast. But this is a great industry, and Chris is the founder of Podfest. He's also a Podfester. He also owns a Podfest network for children, which I thought was amazing. And you got to listen to the interview. It's going to be a great interview. Also, listen, if you're thinking about starting a podcast and you need some help, I have the podcast, the Pod Chicks Incubator, starting in September. For more information about that, go to podchicks.com, and sign up for the incubator. Now, here's the thing. It's only going to be open to 50 people. Why? Because it's an incubator. It's a lot of work, and I need to be able to help everybody. If I open it up to 500 people, I can't help everybody. I can not at one time. So it's going to be running the fall and the spring. Right now, the fall session starts in September, and the spring session won't start until March. Remember, I still have a podcast company and a media company to run, so I can't be doing trainings like every quarter. So I'm doing it twice a year, spring and fall. But anyway, go to podchicks.com if you're interested in becoming a member of the Pod Chicks Incubator, which is launching in September. If you want to hear Chris's interview tomorrow, tune in at 10 a.m. Get your horoscopes, and you're going to get a good dose of podcast talk. That's what we're going to be talking about. All right, let's move on to some news you can use. Let me tell y'all something. I think the coronavirus is affecting people's mind, not just their lungs. It's doing something to their mind. Hey, listen to this. And I had to share it because this is just, I can't make these things up. Some of these stories I come across, I just can't make them up. So there was a Lyft driver in Florida. He picked up a guy in his car, because he's a Lyft driver, it's his car. And he had a plastic partition between him and the passenger in the back seat. Well, the passenger gets in the car, I guess it was with his daughter, and he was pissed that there was a partition in this man's car. And he snatches the partition down, and he started fighting the man, bruised the man's head. Crazy. Like, just crazy. I think it's affecting their brain. I can't make it up, y'all. He snatched the partition down, jumped on the man, the little girl in the backseat, she's crying. He's throwing the tantrum about the partition in the car because the man is trying to protect himself from the coronavirus. He injures the man's head. It's crazy. Now he's in jail with a $7,500 bond for being dumb. I don't get it. I can't make it up. I'm just telling you what I see. I can't make it up. Cannot. Because people are nuts. They are. All right, Clorox, the world's biggest makeup, disinfecting, cleaning material, so they are still going to have a shortage on those freaking Clorox wipes. Yep. They own 45% of the market share, but they cannot keep the wipes on the shelves, y'all, because we love Clorox wipes, and it is hard to get them. I have like 2 Lysol wipes in my car. That's all that's left. And I'm like holding on to them, like, just in case I have to, because I freak out. I go to the gas pump, even though you had the gloves on and all this, sometimes you forget. So I have Lysol wipes in my car. Clorox has said, we trying to keep them on the shelf, y'all, but it's going to be, it's in high demand right now, and they're not gonna be able to catch up on distribution until 2021. Here's the thing, because the freaking coronavirus is still spreading. So, and people are like, there are some people, most people are really being cautious. You got some people that's been careless, but most people are being cautious. And Clorox is saying, we want to get them to you. We're trying to get them to you as fast as you can. We've ramped up production. But because of the overwhelming demand of the pandemic, we can't keep them on the shelf. And we know that's the truth. They've been off the shelf since March. When they put them on, they go off. When they put them on, they go off. Let me tell you something. I know. Because I've been trying to get me some. I got 2 Lysol wipes left. 2. And I'm trying to hold on to them for an emergency. I don't even know what the emergency is going to be. All right, listen, I'm going to another song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County and beyond, because these are all beyond stories. Stay tuned.
Everybody's been saying that you're up to no good. Everyone has been telling me that you got me hooked. You're playing it big time. You're feeding me lies. Everyone has been bugging me to sever the ties. But I would never, ever, ever would have believed them. No reason. Sometimes the truth is hard to see. But now the never, ever, ever seemed to be over. I saw her, so I'm happy I got freed. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. I won, got it done. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. Lucky, lucky, lucky. I won't let the door hit when I leave. Should've known by your rap sheet that you weren't nice, but now I am telling you I'm going to smile. But I would never, ever, ever would have believed them. No reason. Sometimes the truth is hard to see. But now the never, ever, ever seemed to be over. I saw her, so I'm happy I got freed. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. I won, got it done. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. Lucky, lucky, lucky. I won't let the door hit when I leave. I guess that I was born beneath a very lucky star, and in a week or two I won't remember who you are. Down. He ran out of luck and now it's my time. Ain't no looking back, I'm on the right track. Here she goes. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. I won, got it done. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. Lucky, lucky, lucky. I won't let the door hit when I leave. I guess that I was born beneath a very lucky star, and in a week or two I won't remember who you are. I guess that I was born beneath a very lucky star, and in a week or two I won't remember who you are.
Welcome back. So listen, guys, you know the runoff election is scheduled for August 11th, but early voting is still open until August 7th, which is this Friday coming. So make sure to cast your votes, cast your ballots for the people that you want to take those seats. Here's the thing: I know you voted in the primary, but some people had to be a part of a runoff. You got to go ahead and make sure you vote. It's important. This is one of the most important elections ever in history. So you got to make sure when those spots open up, you do early voting and things like that. Do the early voting. I did early voting for the runoff, right? It was the best thing ever. I was in there about 7 minutes, literally, and that's because I had to go to the bathroom because I had just got off the highway. But anyway, you can vote up until the August 7th, and you can go to the voters registration election office located at 455 Grayson Highway, and that's in Lawrenceville, Suite 200. You can also go to Bogan Park Community Recreation Center located at 2723 North Bogan Road in Beaufort. You just got to get there and vote. This is early voting. You can go to George Pierce Community Recreation Center located at 55 Beaufort Highway in Swanee. You can go to Lenora Park Gym located at 4515 Lenora Church Road in Snellville. For more information about these locations, go to Good Morning Gwinnett. Not Good Morning Gwinnett. Go to AJC.com. You can also vote at Lucky Shoals Park Community Recreation Center located at 4651 Brick Road. I know I said that a little fast, but go to AJC.com and click on neighborhoods for Gwinnett, and you'll see that up there. You got to vote. You got to vote. You got to get out there and cast your vote. Now, this next story I'm about to tell y'all about, like, I was saying to myself, how would I feel if this was me? Okay, so Kelly Loeffler, and I didn't know this until like very recently, and I like the dream. So Senator Kelly Loeffler is one of the co-owners of the Atlanta Dream, which is a WNBA basketball team, right? She's a senator. She's one of the co-owners of the WNBA basketball team, the Atlanta Dreams. Well, some of her players are not very happy with her. Now, they have big guts. I want to say some other thing, but this is a family show. They got guts. One center, Elizabeth Williams, she's a center for the Atlanta Dream. She posted a photo of herself wearing a black t-shirt with bold white text, in a tweet quoting the late. She did a quote from the late John Lewis, and she said, "We are WNBA players, but like the late great John Lewis said, we are ordinary people with extraordinary visions." She wants people not to vote for Kelly, who signs her check. She wants people to vote for Reverend Raphael Warnock, who is Kelly's opponent. Yeah, she is saying we need him in the White House. We need to be in Washington, and we don't need Kelly in Washington, and we need you to vote for him. Now, here's the thing. I don't know how I would feel if I was Kelly. If I'm writing your check and you telling somebody to vote against me, I don't know. Now, a lot of people don't like Kelly. I don't know much about her, but she's a senator here, and she's a Republican senator here in Georgia. Don't know a lot about it, except for she's co-owner of the WNBA team, the Atlanta Dreams. I don't know how I would feel if you were on my team and I had to write your check and you said vote against me. I don't know. I asked myself, like, ooh, I don't know. Women, we could be a little rough. Like, you want people to vote against me? How about this? How about I fire you? That's probably what I would say. But she probably won't, because the girl probably is good. I don't know. I'll feel some kind of way, though. So Kelly and, people ain't feeling Kelly. Even people that work for her are not on this team right here anyway. And some WNBA players are feeling the same way, like, get her out. I'm just saying. I was like, woo, I don't know how I would feel if I was Kelly. If I woke up this morning and I saw that in the headlines that someone who I sign a check for is telling people to vote me out. I don't know. I guess the fact that you own the team doesn't mean that people support you. It's a job for them, I guess. It's probably a fun job, but still. All right, so let's keep it moving. So Gwinnett County Public Schools parents want their children back in the classroom, and eventually they're going to get their wish. Yep. So Superintendent J. Alvin Wilbanks announced yesterday that the school is going to open back up with in-person instruction starting August 26th. Eventually, all students will be allowed to go back into school for in-person instructions and plan on doing so by September the 9th. So I talk about this too much. Anyway, right now, digital learning is taking place on the 12th. By the 26th, some kids will be allowed to go back into school if their parents want them to. And by September the 9th, anybody who wants their kids to go back into school will be able to. I don't know. After that report yesterday showing 260 people have tested positive or been exposed to the coronavirus, just going to end. So this was just teachers training. This wasn't even a full-blown operational school day. It was like, I'm going to be trained for my annual training, whatever I do, and all of these people have tested positive, so that's a little scary. But hey, listen, people gotta do what they gotta do. They gotta do what they gotta do. Send your kids back to school. I guess you have to do what you gotta do. If they get sick, then you gotta come out and take care of them. Anyway, virtual learning starts August the 12th. School opened its doors to people who want to send their kids back to school. August the 26th, and hopefully they're saying by September the 9th, everybody can send their kids back to school if they want to. I know. Now, what my question though is this: do the teachers have the same option as the children? The parents, they want their kids to come to school, but do the teachers have the same option of saying, I don't want to teach in school? I just wonder about that, because I know there were teachers saying, I'm not going back in the classroom. They were like, I'm not doing it. And so the parents get the option because they was having a fit. Some of them were having a fit about their kids not going back in the classroom. And I talked about this yesterday. Some even think that their children with special needs are going to be left behind because they get extra help when they're in school. This is crazy, y'all. It just is. I can't even go into it no more. All right, let's keep it moving. 25 new jobs is coming to Duluth County. New jobs is always good. American Air Filter Company, Inc., doing business as AAF International, is consolidating multiple buildings and moving from its current facility near unincorporated Norcross to a larger 185,745 square foot building at 2165 North Mount Parkway in unincorporated Duluth. The move will create 25 new jobs and bring with it approximately $1.4 million in capital investment. Anytime there's if you're bringing in jobs, there's a good thing. So listen, but you know what I say? Make sure your resume is tight. Make sure you have the proper ID. Make sure you can fill in all the gaps of your work history. Make sure you can pass the background check. Got your social security cards. You got your working papers. All of this stuff. Because right now, jobs are tight. And for a lot of you, you don't know if unemployment is going to kick in or not. So you got to take these jobs while they're there. Because here's the thing. The coronavirus has done a couple of different things, right? It has changed the way we look and do everything. Everything. It has touched people's lives in ways they could not even imagine. Both good and bad, right? But it's also created new opportunities. Like new opportunities for cleaning companies, new opportunities for new entrepreneurs who need like this air filter company, they're probably getting beat down because people are afraid that, I go somewhere. I'm just telling you how I feel. I go somewhere, you're looking up at the ducts to see if they're clean, if they're closed in the restaurant because you want to make sure that the air is circulating. You know what I'm saying? Air filters, all these different kind of things. So some of these industries are popping up, making a killing. Some are dying. Like the restaurant industry is really struggling right now. And we know that it is. And I'm going to talk about that on the other side. But anyway, AAF is going to be bringing in 25 new jobs into the loop, so make sure that you check it out. They've been operating in Gwinnett County since 1982, so they're a very well-established company right here in Gwinnett County. And the fact that they're going to be adding new jobs is a good thing for our residents who are struggling. So for more information about job opportunities, go to www.aafintl.com, www.aafintl.com. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after this song to give you more of the rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. Stay tuned.
I don't need no roses on my bed. I can pull you closer to me, babe. Ain't nobody touch me like you can. I just need some closure, a little closure. Calling you up at 2 in the morning, but you don't wanna talk, you don't wanna bother. Yeah, so I take another shot, let my brain do the walking. I don't wanna be your friend, I want something real. Maybe if I stay the night, you could feel the same. And maybe if you treat me right, we can rearrange. But I'm not even gonna try if you don't wanna stay. So how's it gonna be? You got me on my knees. I don't need no roses on my bed. If I could pull you closer to me, babe. Ain't nobody touch me like you can. I just need some closure, a little closure from you. Tear me apart when I know you don't want me. Cause I've been going fast and you wanna go slowly. Maybe I'm just wasting time. Tell me how you feel. I don't wanna be your friend, I want something real. Maybe if I stay the night, you could feel the same. And maybe if you treat me right, we can rearrange. But I'm not even gonna try if you don't wanna stay. So how's it gonna be? You got me on my knees. I don't need no roses on my bed. If I could pull you closer to me, babe. Ain't nobody touch me like you can. I just need some closure, a little closure. I don't need no roses on my bed. If I could pull you closer to me, babe. Ain't nobody touch me like you can. I just need some closure, a little closure from you.
welcome back. So I was talking in the last segment about how things have changed, and here's a great idea. I mean, here's a great way things are changing here in Lawrenceville. So downtown, let me get back up for a second. So the first thing I did when I decided to go out was go to Universal Joint, which is downtown Lawrenceville. And the reason I went to Universal Joint, because by the time I went out, I was really like stir crazy. Like, okay, you know, I had freaked out because my uncle had passed away. Then my best man at my wedding had passed away from COVID-19, coronavirus. So I was freaked out. So I was like, I'm not going out the house. I wouldn't go to the grocery store. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't leave the house. And it just got too much. It started to I felt like the walls were closing in on me. And I was like, okay, I got to get out this house, but I don't feel safe. So my friend Georgette and I decided to go to, and I'm bad, she's worse. Like, she's still trying to she hasn't gone to really public place. I've been to public places, like really public, where it's like a lot of folks. She's still trying to get there. Cause this is a thing that messes with your mind, right? And it freaked me out. And I don't freak out very easily, but I was freaked out because when my brother said to me, yeah, I talked to him last night. He said he's a little weak, but he's okay. And then the next day he was gone, right? And I didn't get a chance to talk to him because I was like, I'm going to call him tomorrow. Since you talked to him tonight, I'm going to call him tomorrow. This is what I said, and I never got a chance to talk to him. It freaked me, and it still chokes me up to this day because I never got a chance to talk to him because it was late when my brother talked to him. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, well, I'll call him tomorrow. And he had his cell phone, and I said, I'll call him tomorrow, right? Because my brother said he had talked to him. And so I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. I didn't get a chance to say hi. I didn't get a chance to say anything. So I was totally freaked out by that whole thing. And then my best man at my wedding, when we got the call that he was in the hospital, my husband, he was my husband's best friend since they were 6 years old, and my husband was sitting there. My husband's not a very emotional person, and he was like, man, you know, Bruce is in the hospital, and I'm like, he got COVID? He's like, yeah. So he talked to his brother Kenny, you know, he said he's in the hospital. About 3 days later, he was gone. So we got the call. We're sitting in the room eating dinner, and we get the call, and I could just see my husband just be deflated. You know what I mean? And all I could do was hug him because he had just talked to him like a few weeks before. He was fine. So needless to say, I was freaked out, totally freaked out. And but I had to get out the house because I was losing it. I was sitting there. I was watching the news every day. I was talking about it on the show every day. It was crazy. I was like, okay, I got to get out the house. The first place we went was Universal Joint downtown Lawrenceville. Why? Because Universal Joint has outside seating. When I tell y'all, that was the most amazing experience because we had been locked in the house for 3 months, and just to be outside, the weather hadn't got so hot by then. It was amazing. So other restaurants downtown Lawrenceville said, you know what, let's try this thing out. So Local Republic, they have built a outside seating area downtown for patrons to sit outside and enjoy dinner. I'm telling y'all, it was amazing. And we've been there twice since then. And I've had dinner outside twice since then at other places. It was just great. Even when I had dinner inside, they were very, very well spaced. So it was very well social distance off. So I didn't feel bad in there either. But just being outside on the streets, you feel a little safe. You know, we walked up, we had our mask on, we ordered our food, we sat at our table, took the mask off, we got ready to eat. It worked out fine. So now the city of Lawrenceville is saying, you know what, we need to see can this work at other restaurants as well. Now there's some restaurants down there that have space for that. You know, they have space where you can put chairs outside. So Local Republic has a sitting space in front of his restaurant. So now people can come up and sit outside and eat. I think it's great. You know, Foggy Bottom's restaurant over the barbecue place, I think, opened up last year. They already had outdoor seating. I think Strange Taco had outdoor seating already. So those places already had outdoor seating. So they didn't have to make any changes. And let me tell you, I've passed through there some days and people were outside eating because they felt safe. And as crazy as the coronavirus is, we need people. We need each other. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Even though I have my family, and Lord knows I have a whole lot of them living with me, I still need people. I still need to be out. I still need to feel connected, right? And so being able to go out to lunch with my friend and sit there, and we sat there probably about 2 or 3 hours, at least 3 hours. It was over 2 hours. We sat for about 3 hours, and I'm almost saying, hey, we need to go out tomorrow and eat. Because that's what I woke up thinking about this morning. We need to go out and go to Universal. I've never been to Local Republic. I heard somebody say they didn't like the food, so I kind of like, I ain't going there. But Universal joint we love. And we used to go before the pandemic hit. We would go and sit inside because, one, I hate being hot. And so I was like, I'm not sitting outside. It's hot. Now it's like, yeah, I'm just going to have to be hot because I ain't sitting inside. So, yeah, the pandemic has changed a lot of things for a lot of us. But there have been some great opportunities coming out of this. And I'm sure there are going to be more. A lot of losses. But by the same token, a lot of great things as well. So, we just have to make the adjustment, unfortunately. Unfortunately, for the downsides, we've lost people. People have lost their businesses. Prayerfully, people can get back to work so they don't lose their houses and their cars and things like that. And, family, it's just a lot. But I want to say this. Well, you know what? I'll say it on the other side. It's my last song. I'll be back after this song to give you my inspiration for the day. Stay tuned.
I might be broken down, but I'm smiling. I keep my head up high, though I fail. Sometimes I get a bit emotional, but then I turn around and let it go. I see you watching me from a distance. I see you can't decide what to feel. But if you dig a little deeper, boy, you know you really wanna get to know me. Let's get this out of the way. I can't wait another day to tell you you shouldn't wait. Don't be so afraid. Yeah, I'm a bit too much, but I'm fun and games. When I'm acting tough, I just wanna play. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours. Come and get it, 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 come and get it. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours. Jump on my roller coaster and hold tight. It won't be easy, but it'll be fun. Sometimes it goes the whole way up and down. I think you're ready now to leave the ground. Get in the fast lane, babe, you can make it. I promise I'll be there all the way. And if you get a little broken down, all that you gotta do is keep your head high. Let's get this out of the way. I can't wait another day to tell you you shouldn't wait. Don't be so afraid. Yeah, I'm a bit too much, but I'm fun and games. When I'm acting tough, I just wanna play. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours. Come and get it, 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 come and get it. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, I'm a bit too much, but I'm fun and games. When I'm acting tough, I just wanna play. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours. Come and get it, 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 come and get it. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours.
Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. But before I go, I want to give you my words of inspiration to keep you going. It's hump day. I forgot to say that at the beginning of the show. It is hump day. You're halfway there. Life has got all those twists and turns. You've got to hold on tight and off you go. Ain't that the truth? Nicole Kidman said that and she was right. Our life right now has all types of twists and turns, right? All kinds. Here's what I would say. Take some time to learn something new, right? Hug the people that you love. Tell them you appreciate them because life is short. And I hate to sound like a doom and gloom person, but you realize that when you lose people like instantly. And there's one thing when a person is sick and you know they have a sickness is another thing when you're just like a little bug that flying and just take their life. And but you want to tell them that you love them, and you want to try to go with the twists and turns, right? Don't let them get you down so much, because otherwise you're gonna be sitting there, you're gonna be wallowing in that stuff. You're gonna be living from a place of fear, a place of hopelessness, and you don't want to be that person, because that takes a toll on you mentally. You don't want to be the person that's living from a place of fear. You don't want to be a person living from a place of hopelessness. Find something that's going to give you some hope. Find somebody that's going to help you move past the fear, and just go with the twists and turns. Just twist and turn and go with it. It's kind of like, think about driving around a road, right? When you're on a winding road, you either going to drive around the winding road or you're going to drive off the cliff. Which one you want to do? I'm not trying to go off the cliff, so I'm going to keep going on around the winding. Let me tell y'all something. We go to, we haven't gone recently, but we go to the casinos up in Cherokee, right? If you've ever gone up that mountain going to Cherokee, it is a huge mountain. I had to time it because I hate heights. It takes 15 minutes to get up. Well, it takes me 15 minutes because I'm going up the mountain about 15 miles an hour, because it is a winding road going up this mountain. And if you look over to the side, you look like you'll fall off. Take your time, go around the winding roads, but go around them. Even if you're a little slow, we're going to get through this. Life is going to be good. We're going to get through this. We're going to get back to better. We're going to be better than good. We're going to be better than we were before, right? It's kind of like the $6 million man, bigger, better than we were before. That's how we're going to be. Listen, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour with me, and I appreciate you. Be sure, if you want to launch a podcast, to tune in tomorrow so you can listen to my interview with Chris. He's going to be talking about Podfest, how he started, why he started, and how you can become a podcaster too. If you need even more instructions and you're a woman, go over there, join the Podchicks community by going to Podchicks, that's PODCHIX, X like in x-ray.com. Join the incubator. I'm only letting in 50 people because I need to be able to talk to you one-on-one for 16 weeks. So that's why it's only going to be that many people. Also, if you want to support this show, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com and support it any way you see fit over there on the site. I got books there. I got t-shirts. I got all kinds of stuff there that you can support the show by purchasing one of those items. I would appreciate it very much so I can keep it moving. Also, be sure to like the show and share the show with your friends. Follow me on Instagram, Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Facebook, Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Twitter, GM Gwinnett. And if you like an episode of the show, be sure to go to Apple Podcasts and give it 5 stars, because I need to rise up in the rank on Apple, and I need your help to do that. Thank you again for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent it with me, and I appreciate you. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 o'clock with my guests and your horoscopes. Until next time, y'all, stay safe and make it a great day. Bye now.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.